Right, let's start sitting. Start with sitting. So find your comfortable space. And take a deep breath and then let it go. Just a real sigh out. Maybe do 3 of those, just kind of, and ragdoll with your sigh out. So when you breathe in, fill up as much as you possibly can. You know how to do this, so you're right into your belly, or into the sides of your body, into the back, into your chest. And then when you breathe out, just completely turn into a ragdoll and flop. Just gonna go. And again, one more nice big breath this time, as much as you possibly can fit in there. Expand your rib cage. And then when you're ready, just completely. And then coming up, bring your spine into a nice long, tall position. So lifting up with the crown of the head, keeping your shoulders relaxed, and we're going to gently take our chins to our chests. So round only at the top of your neck, your spine, nothing else moves. So if you find that when you start taking your chin to your chest, you change the position of your shoulders, bring them back again, bring your chin back up again, and start again. So all that is moving is your head. Keep your back exactly where it was. Keep that nice little engagement in your belly, and the sides of your body. And when you keep that length in your back, you'll find that you probably don't have as much range of movement in your neck as you thought. It might even be hard to get your chin to your chest. So squeeze. We're just stretching out the neck. Nothing else. Feel your sit bones on your mat, lifting up from there. And then let's release. So take a nice arc with your chin. And then all the way up, take your chin up towards the ceiling. Taking your chin up towards the ceiling. Taking the back of your head onto the top of your back. And can you roll back a little more, still keeping that length in your spine? How far back can you tilt your head? Stretching out all the way from your chin to your sternum. Nice big stretch. You can intensify that stretch by jutting your chin out. And coming back to center. Slow movements. Make sure you're not engaging your shoulders. And then turn to look over your left shoulder. So again, and nothing else moves. Left shoulder. So if you were going to drop your chin now, you would have it on your shoulder. And the challenge really is to try and keep your body still but relaxed. You get huge movement in your chin, face, neck, while moving over. And then let's come back to center. So back to center, and then you probably guessed what we're doing next. Take your chin over to your right shoulder. And again, that challenge is to not move your torso here, just your head. The isolating movement, that part of the body. And then back to center. And I'm going to finish up by bringing your chin to the chest again. So dropping your chest. Nope, keeping your chest where it is. Dropping your chin to your chest. So with these slow, gentle warm-ups for the neck, we're also giving ourselves time to settle. Time to see what thoughts are popping into your head. It's a strange time of year for many. A lovely time, but also not always the easiest. So things that pop into your head, just agree with yourself that you'll pop them outside the door and pick them up when you finish the practice today. So we're going to inhale the arms up. So take them out to the sides. Inhale, nice strong arms. Keep that engagement in your arms, in your hands, coming all the way up. Just keep them parallel. Notice what's happening in your chest and your ribs. I want you to try and stretch your fingertips up towards the sky. Notice if you get a little bit more space in your waist, between your ribs. Let your shoulders come up. Try and keep a little space between your arms and your head. Just a tiny bit of space. And are you remembering to breathe? Now we're going to expand. Take the palms to face outwards here. Now we're going to take up lots of space. As we breathe in, we start to move the arms out to breathe out. So we didn't do that in one breath, but this time we're going to do that same movement and try and get that same length, same lift, same engagement, but we're just going to do it quicker because you will need it to be faster for that single breath. So we're breathing in to take the arms up and breathing out to bring the arms down. So are you ready? Shoulders wide, shoulder blades knitting together just a little, and let's breathe in together. In. Up, 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 and out. Reaching out with your arms. And let's go again. In. And out. And in. And out. Right. Let's come from here into standing. So we'll come up gently and slowly via a squat. So taking your feet together, bring yourself up into a squat position, and let's hold here for a moment. So find your ease and your comfort and your balance. What do you need to adjust? Maybe you need to take your feet a little further apart. Maybe you need to bring them closer together. Maybe you need to use your hands on the floor, or maybe you've got a piece of furniture nearby. I can't quite reach that wall, so it's not going to be much use to me. So do what you need to do, and then check into where things feel a bit tight, where they feel a bit like they are stopping you from being completely balanced, or maybe you are completely balanced. And then let's try and get a little more length in the torso. So use your arms to press down if you need to, just a bit of length in the back. So taking nice, slow, deep breaths. We're going to come up from here into our chair posture. So you can come up however you wish, but if you want to come with me, this is the way I'm going. I'm going to take my arms up first, and then I'm going to engage glutes, engage pelvic floor, and then to breathe out to lift. So breathe in and out. Okay, lovely. Coming into your chair. Nice low chair if you can. Think about squeezing your thighs towards each other. Think about the pressure that you're putting on the soles of your feet, pressing down into the soles of your feet. Nice straight back if you can. Lower back not curling under or rounding. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then come up to standing. And I can come back a bit now. That was in sun earlier. So we're going to come back into our chair posture, Uttanasana. But we're going to do a revolved chair today. So again, feet about hip width apart, taking your arms up, sitting back. Well done. Now bring your hands together at heart center and press your palms together quite strongly. Walk your feet in towards each other, walk your knees together, shins together, maybe not your shins, calves. And then we're going to turn to the side and at the same time take the right elbow down and tuck it around your left knee. And we're going to look to the side, press down into your hands, and let's see if we can get hands into the heart center. So your chest might be a little off center, so if you can squeeze and come to heart center. Whenever we've done a little bit too much of living life in a rich and wonderful and abundant way, a twist is one of the best things that you can do. So we're staying in this revolved chair posture. And then we're going to release the elbow, come back to center, come up to standing, take the arms up and out and round and down. So we've been on one side, we can come on to the other. You can keep your feet together if you want to, but if you're more comfortable, take them a little further apart to start, and then you can walk them back in. So take the arms up. On an inhale, send the hips back. Exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, let's twist and tuck the left elbow around the right knee, if you can. Whatever twist motion you're doing here is good. We're trying to get a little bit of torsion in the torso. Looking out to the side. Breathe. Inhaling and exhaling easily, deeply as you can. And we're going to release now, releasing off to the center, bringing the arms all the way up. On a nice big inhale, exhaling down. Well done. Not the easiest of postures, very good. Take the legs a little bit wide here, come into a nice triangle. So Trikonasana, also a brilliant posture. I've been overdoing it a bit, which is what I've been doing. It's Christmas. So toes out, the right toes out to the narrow end of your mat, keeping your hips central. So now, taking your arms out to the side, so nice strong arms. Okay, we're going to just tip over to the side. So you'll slide to the right. That's torso going, not the hips. And then come back into this lovely triangle. Well, say come back. A week ago was a long time ago. I haven't done a triangle since then. Maybe you have. Looking up if it works for your neck. If it doesn't, looking forward. And then if you need to adjust the feet, go ahead and adjust your feet. You can slide down a little further. Slide down. A very bright light shining on my face. So stay strong. Think about trying to keep your hips in line with each other. Think about opening that left shoulder up and out so that your right and your left shoulders are both in line with each other. And breathe, nice deep breath. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good. Slowly up and out from this one. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And keep your arms up. Let's keep them up. Let's keep working the arms. Just change the feet. So your left toes are now pointing out to the narrow end of your mat. We're going to slide. So slidey slide over to the left. And then we're going down, tip down. That's it, lovely. And again, if it's right for you, look up to your right hand. And if it isn't, look straight ahead. And then let's see if we can get a little more depth in here. Can you slide down a little further without curling around? If you start to bend over and down, then just ease off a bit and come back up. It's much more important that you have the right alignment than you have a deeper posture. Correct wins over deep every time. That's, and breathe. Think about what's going on in your hips here. How are they feeling? A little bit of stretch in the right side of your body here, hopefully, and a bit of compression in the left, which is great because we've got our spleen in there, might be waking up the gallbladder a little, helps with detoxification. Breathe. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So lift it up. Well done. Keep the arms up for now. Walk your feet back to center. And then we're going to do a halfway fold. Halfway fold, looking forward. And then so don't look at your feet, just look at the floor in front of your face. And then let's clasp your hands together behind your back. So bring your hands to the base of your spine. Interlace your fingers. Try and bring the palms of your hands as close together as you can, maybe even touching. And then keeping this right angled spine, so we're parallel with the floor. We're not going to tip down any further. Bring your shoulder blades towards each other and lift your hands away from your lower back. Lift your hands up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Okay, now think about what's happening in your legs. Can you bend your legs just a tiny little bit so that your legs are not locked? Your kneecaps are just floating there. You might find that you have a little bit more work happening in your thighs and your calves. And then we're going to keep the arms up and lift up. So engage your legs, squeeze, feel as if you're dragging your feet towards each other. And then come all the way up. Well done. Okay, relax. Now we're going to come into Anjaneyasana, which is a low crescent lunge. So let's turn to the left first. So we're going to turn the hips all the way so that your hips are parallel with the narrow end of your mat. Bring yourself up onto toes on your back foot. So that's our right foot. And you might want to set that right foot a little bit further back or step it further back if you can. And then we're going to bend the front leg, the left. Now I haven't quite got the right alignment here. I've got a bit of a slippery surface. So what we're looking for is eventually we're going to get the right knee down to the ground and release that back foot. If that doesn't work for you, then just you're going to have to be really strong and hover. Walk the left foot forward a little more and bring yourself into a really low lunge. I want you to try and keep your left knee above your left ankle. Now we're looking for a really strong stretch here. And then we're going to inhale the arms upwards. If you are hovering on that back knee, you might need to take a rest, and you might be feeling really strong. Well, crescent lunge here. Then you take your hands a little bit further back, send your heart center up and out. And then bringing your hands to your knee or to the floor perhaps. Tuck your back leg under, keep your hands low, and let's take that left foot to join the right, come into plank. So a nice strong plank if you can. We won't be here for very long. We're going to come down into a lovely cobra to give ourselves a little bit of a stretch across the front of the body. Let's stay in plank for the moment here. Okay, take your right knee down to the ground and up, and left knee down and up, and right foot tapping out to the side and back, and left foot tapping out to the side and back. Well done. Okay, knees, chest and chin coming down to your mat. Inelegantly done by me because I've run out of mat. And let's come into, let's take a bit of a rest. You've been working hard. Bring yourself into Makara. Release your feet. Take your forehead down to your arms. And take a couple of deep breaths here. Why don't we do 3? Let's do 3 really long, slow, deep breaths. In through your nostrils and out through your mouth. And in and out. And in again. And out. And then taking your hands either side of your chest, get yourself ready in a nice starting position for Bhujangasana. Looking forward. You stretch the neck out already. Give you a bit of a wake up. Take your elbows pointing behind you. And then keep your palms pressing into the mat. And let's push the tops of the feet into the floor. Engage legs, glutes, and back to start peeling off. So you're peeling yourself away from the ground. Squeezing all those muscles in your back, squeezing the muscles in your upper arms. Come on, be strong here, really strong. Stretching out across the front of the body, and now start bringing your hands in here, pressing down into the palms of your hands, straightening your arms. When you have your arms bent here, you have to do a lot of work. So you can walk them away from you a little if you need to. Once you get to straight arms, then it becomes very easy because you're not worrying about wobbly arms. You're not worrying about how hard it is to lift yourself up. You can lock the elbows almost. And then you can start to focus on sending your heart center forward, lengthening through the front of your body, squeezing all those muscles in the back of the body. So if you need to, just take your hands further forward. I want you to focus on what's going on in your torso, not in your arms. So take the pressure away from your arms. Sending your heart center forward, shoulders broad. Quite often people tend to take their shoulders right up to their ears here. We want the shoulders to be strong and low and broad. And then we're going to start peeling ourselves back. So putting ourselves back down onto the mat. The same way that we came up. So a little bit by little bit, slowly back down. And notice where your hands are. So if you had your arms straight, this is where you need to have your hands in future if you want to be straightening your arms. So we might start out by our hands either side of our chest. You might end up with them being a little bit further forward. Well done. And let's do that one more time. Okay, starting to press down into your feet. We're going to move a bit faster now, so keep going. Pressing down, lifting up, bringing your hands into the equation and your arms. Start to straighten, lift, bring yourself into your perfect alignment. And breathe. Well done. So squeezing the legs down into your mat, squeezing your glutes, bringing your head up and back, taking your shoulders wide, and then coming back down to your mat slowly and gently. All the way down. Well done. We're going to tuck the toes under now. Or would you like a rest first? Let's come into a rest first. So Makara on the other side. And on the other side, same side, but the arms are the bottom arm to the top, and top arm to the bottom. So let yourself really rest when you're resting. Think about relaxing your belly, relaxing your legs, relaxing your chest, letting everything be completely at rest. Well done. And now let's tuck toes. Bring your hands back either side of your chest, because we're going to push up and come into downward facing dog. So all the way up into downward facing dog. Sending your hips up. Sending your heels down. Sending your shoulders broad and wide. Relaxing your head and neck. Pulling your belly gently in towards your spine. Giving all your intestines a nice good massage here. And our first inversion of the day. Holding in your downward facing dog, breathing deeply. We're going to come out in a moment. We're going to walk the feet and hands towards each other. So wherever you need to be on your mat, taking yourself into the middle. If you need to walk your feet, walk your feet. If you need to walk your hands, walk your hands. Come into a nice easy forward fold. Again, still keeping that relaxed and easy feeling in your neck and head and shoulders. Just letting yourself fold forward. If you want to hold onto the backs of your legs, gently draw yourself forward. You can do that. If you're happy where you are, stay where you are. And then we're folding back to our easy, relaxed posture and uncurling. So head and neck will come up last. So gently come up to standing. Well done. Taking our legs out to the sides again. This time we're going to come into our crescent lunge, but on the other side. So we will turn hips to face the right leg. And is that right? Yes, I think that's right. Whichever one you did the other side, do that, do the other one. And then bringing yourself slowly down. This is so slippery, I can just slide my knee out. But do what you need to do. I'm going to just release that back foot now. And then when you're ready, swooping your arms up, coming into a crescent lunge. And thinking about opening up, stimulating all the lymph nodes in the groin here with this asana on both sides, compressing one side, really opening up on the other. Send your heart center and your chest forward. Try to remember those lovely, deep, slow breaths if you can. And let's come back down. So take your hands to your knee first, down to the floor, untuck those toes. And let's take the right foot to join the left. Coming into our plank again. Now, our last tricky posture perhaps might be the right way to describe it. I know it's very hard for some, it's very easy for others. We're going to come into pigeon. So take your right foot to your left hand, right knee to your right hand, and then you slide up. Left foot back and away, coming into a gentle pigeon. So don't worry if you can't get your foot, your leg parallel here. I can't today, I haven't done pigeon for a while. It's one of those asanas that very quickly goes if you don't practice it. So you're here, or you're folding forward, or you are up, pushing yourself higher by taking your hands to your thigh and your ankle. Do what works for you for today, for right now. And breathe. So a little bit of a squeeze in the left glutes, lots of opening and relaxation in the right side. Lots of length in your chest. Letting yourself sink into this posture. And we've held for a little while, so we're going to come out now. Taking your hands back to the mat if you didn't have them there already. And then I've got very knobbly knees, so I have to turn my foot to the side. Putting your weight into that back leg now, lifting up and releasing. Bringing your right foot to meet your left and come into downward facing dog. So we are going to come into pigeon on the other side. And just going into our downward facing dog on the way. And looking forward now. Let's take the right foot forward, the left foot back. Slide that back. Oh, just done exactly the same legs again. I have other side. Do beg your pardon. Do what you didn't do last time. Having a left and right issue again today. Try to keep your hips level. What they might want to do is to open up so that your extended leg hip comes higher. Try and keep that hip down. So this would be the right hip pushing down and towards the ground. And then whatever you did on the other side, if you can try and remember to do the same on this side. So I was up on thigh and foot. I'm going to do that again. And maybe you were folding forward. Whatever you were doing, do the same. Sinking gently into this posture, finding your ease. And you might feel like that ease is never going to come, but keep concentrating, deciding which bits of your body are feeling easy and relaxed. It might be that you find that in this asana, your chest is wonderfully open and your shoulders are back and your neck is long, and all of that comes very easily to you. And you might be battling with one of your thighs. It's okay, just noticing is so important. And we're going to come from here into Baddha Konasana. So how are we going to do that? You can come out by coming back into downward facing dog and then coming to sitting on your mat, or you can simply open up by sliding over onto the right side and bringing that left side and bringing the right leg round. Come into Baddha Konasana, however works for you. And let's just take some time to bring both legs back into feeling the same. So pulling your heels in towards your groin, sending your knees out to the sides, sending them out and down. Well done. Keeping some length in your back, in your torso, nice and long. And let's fold forward. So whichever way you prefer, if you want to round down, sending your mid back out, taking the crown of your head down, go ahead and do that. And if you want to keep the back nice and straight and just fold forward, go ahead and do that. Choices. Or maybe you can be really speedy and do them both. forward, trying to get a little more stretch, a little more challenge, a little more push here. So we're going to be coming into some quite strong inversions, into shoulder stand and into plow. And they're really good for when you've been doing too much, eating too much, drinking too much, staying awake too much, whatever it is, worrying too much. But if they don't work for you, then you come into Setu Bandha, you come into a bridge pose. Let's come all the way up now. So come back up. Well done. So a little bit more twisting is required here. So let's take the right foot in towards the left foot over. Again, nice and tall, sit bones on the floor, holding on to your left knee with your right hand, taking your left arm out. And that knee becomes really useful because we can really pull around, pull quite tightly around. And then don't forget we look around as well. So those neck warm-ups come in handy now. And then releasing your head all the way back to center. And then changing over with the legs. So bringing the left foot in now. Left thigh comes down to the mat. Right foot comes over. Keep that left knee down on the ground and the right knee up towards the sky. And then we're going to use the left hand to hold on to the right knee to give you some purchase to twist around and open out to the sides. Your fingers, right fingers on the floor, opening up, pressing down into your right hand, opening all the way out to the sides, looking around as far as you can. Well done. Nice, slow, deep, even breaths. And release. Come back to center. Come back to center. All the way back to center. Okay, we're going to take the legs wide now. So really wide legs. As wide as you can. I'm not going to come into the splits, but just take the legs out as wide as you can. And then we're just gently rocking. So use your hands to support yourself in front of you. And then just gently bringing your chest forward to the ground. And you start to feel a stretch. Wherever you start to feel that stretch, just push gently into it and then ease up. So we're going to do that with the breath. You can have your hands on the floor or maybe on your legs, wherever you want. Nice long torso though, so lifting up as we were in the beginning, and lovely contact with your sit bones on the ground. Taking your heels as far away from you as you can, so lengthen those legs, and then pushing your legs down into the mat. Okay, so we're going to exhale to fold forward and inhale to come back. So let's take an inhale and then exhale. You might not move very much in this asana at all. That's absolutely fine. Inhale and exhale. Go at your own pace. Last one. Inhale to come back up. Lovely. Okay, let's take the legs together, all the way together. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Paschimottanasana. Last asana, sitting Inhaling up, exhaling to fold forward. Holding on here to your heels, to your feet, to your toes, to your ankles, to your calves. Keep that gentle hold with your arms. And then release. Take your hands down to the mat. So we want to set up everything really well in here. So let's walk the heels away a little bit. Can you lengthen your legs? Yeah, there you go. You got a bit more length in the legs. And then pressing down with your legs into the mat. And now lengthening through the body. So lengthen, breathe in. Think about blowing up your belly like a balloon. And as you exhale, that all deflates. So you have more space. Coming all the way forward. And then the same again. Go with your own breath at your own pace. Breathing in to come away and breathing out to fold forward. So you're like one of those blow up Santas or snowmen. You get a bit more air inside you, start to come up. And then as you breathe out, some of that air is released. And there's more room, so you have a little bit more of a stretch. Can you do 3 more? Try and make your breath as slow and as deep as you possibly can. And imagine that's what you are. One of those snowmen. Or a nice jolly Santa. Or a Mrs. Santa Claus. So bring yourself down now onto your back. Let's come via Navasana, why not? So this time, hold on to your legs. Just wrapping your knees around your knees. Wonder why that was going wrong. Don't wrap your knees around anything. Wrap your arms around your knees and then lengthen through your back. You know that lovely length that you've had all the way through this practice? Bring that in. So take your chest wide, shoulder blades coming just a little bit towards each other. And if this is where you're comfortable, then stay here. If you can bring your legs up a little, bring your legs up a little. This is all about getting our digestion really efficient, our metabolism working very fiercely and wonderfully. So we're targeting all those nice internal organs in the torso. And then release. If you can, release, keeping your legs strong, keep those knees together, keep your heels together. Breathe. Use your breath as power. And then tuck back in, give yourself a hug. And we're going to come down to lying on the floor. So however that works for you, take yourself down to your mat. Keep your knees tucked in. Wrap your arms around, a little bit of a rock from side to side. So this is where, if you're comfortable, bring yourself into a shoulder stand. Make sure that you've got space, make sure that you're safe. If you're not comfortable with shoulder stand, then you're coming into Setu Bandha, which is bridge. So you're pressing your feet into the floor, lifting your hips off, keeping your arms pressed down into the ground as well, and lifting up as high as you possibly can. And holding and then pulsing. And then when you get bored, coming onto tiptoes. So just stay with it. Just do different variations. As soon as you start, your mind starts wandering or you start feeling like you can't do it anymore, just change it up a tiny bit. Otherwise, if you're in shoulder stand, come up into shoulder stand, lift yourself up. Squeezing your glutes, find your comfort here. Find your position that works. Keep your head still if you can. And then bring your legs up, over, behind, into plow posture. Straight legs, toes to the floor. Again, we're compressing, we're massaging, we're getting our metabolisms fired up, working well. Arms stretch out. And we're going to come back down to the mat, just letting our legs float across, all of the control and all of the work happening in your torso, in your arms. Slowly, slowly taking yourself down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Slowly, 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 until you come to having your feet up towards the sky. And you're just going to relax here for a moment, bring the legs up, letting gravity help. And then we're going to grab hold of that lovely right leg, bring it into the chest, and left leg starts its slow descent down towards the mat. So really squeeze that right leg in. Left leg goes all the way down. Nice and slow. All the way down towards the neck. And again, as always, try not to let it touch. And then bring it back. So feel that your leg is very heavy, that your muscles are very strong. Feel that the muscles in your arms are engaged because they're pulling that right leg into your chest. Feel that your neck and head are completely relaxed. Try and take out any tension from your shoulders. That left leg coming all the way back up to the ceiling. Well done. And let's swap now. So taking the left leg in, the right leg comes up. Pull in as tight as you can, but keep your shoulders relaxed. And the right leg starts walking. Walking, floating, flying, whatever it's doing, but moving from straight up in the air to straight out along the floor, but not touching the floor. That's it, all the way down. Well done. Keep going. Almost there. And then we're going to start working our way back up again. And here we go. Coming back up. Pressing your lower back into the floor. Your sacrum into the floor and your coccyx. Maybe not your coccyx. Let's just sacrum probably. And taking that leg all the way up. Well done. Here you go. And then taking both knees into your chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. Rock from side to side. Take your arms out in T, and let's come into another twist. So arms are out to the sides, shoulders down on the mat. Take your knees over to the right or the left, whichever, doesn't matter. Keep your shoulders pinned to the mat. Now let's extend that top leg so the left leg straightens out a little bit, as much as you can. And your head comes over to the left, so gaze is over to the left. Can you feel that in your waist? Lovely twist. Hips stacked on top of each other, shoulders broad, and then bring your gaze back to center. Hold that top leg in again and bring your knees low over your chest and over to the other side. And the same thing, you can extend your top leg, so the right leg. Go ahead and send that leg out straight and turn your head over to the right side. Well done. A good practice today. You've moved all those hormones and important nutrients around the body. You've woken some bits and pieces up. Encourage them to detox, to use what's needed and to get rid of the rest. That's what we want. We want very efficient digestion, efficient excretion, efficient detoxification. The body can do it all absolutely brilliantly. Bring your gaze back to center. Bring right knee back, left knee back in. Wrap your arms around. Give yourself a hug. Well done. Well done for bringing yourself to your practice. Well done for incorporating yoga into your day. Bring your head up. Squeeze to a little ball. And then relax. Come back down to lying on your mat. Bring yourself into Shavasana. So sending your legs out. Yes, it's a complete rest. Same with your arms out to the sides. Close your eyes. And start taking some really deep, slow breaths right down into your belly. Right down into your pelvis if you can. How far down can you take that breath? How far out to the sides can you take that breath? So really nice, slow, deep breath. In and out. And as you breathe out, you're going to be releasing. So find your comfortable spot. Get comfy. Get something snuggly and warm if you need it. This is your time. You've done your practice. You've brought yourself to this place. You've made all the arrangements that you need to get yourself here. So well done. You've done your practice, and now this is the opportunity for your body to make the most of that practice. Find your comfort. And when you start finding any thoughts popping into your head, just remind yourself that they will all be there for you when you've finished, and they don't need to be there right now. So as you breathe in and out, you can do counted breath. So start at 30. So in your head, as you breathe in and out, that's a complete cycle of breath. And you just go to yourself to 30. And then with your next breath, you breathe in and out. And you say to yourself 29. And with the next breath, you do 28 and so on. And if you lose count, or you think, I'm not sure if that was 26 or 27, or whether it was 5 or 4, as soon as you have the slightest bit of doubt in your mind, don't stay there with that doubt. Just go straight back to 30 and start again. Try to make each breath as slow and as deep as you possibly can. And when you breathe in, remember that you are breathing in energy and light and warmth and love and all the things that you need. And as you breathe out, you're releasing and you're letting go of anything that you no longer need to have in your life. Breathing in and breathing out. Starting at 30, maybe you've already started. And come all the way down to 0. And stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need to, and you will know when it is time to come out.